ibhizinisi yethu injula bukhoma.
Sifundisana ngekuseva imali.
Greetings to our viewers across the Kingdom of Eswatini and welcome to our new program, Dream It, Achieve It, brought to you by Junior Achievement Eswatini in collaboration with Eswatini TV. Today, as we bring you our first episode, we will be looking at the inception of JA in Eswatini, looking at the history, where we come from and where our affiliations lie in terms of JA Worldwide and JA Africa. In the culminating weeks, we will be looking at our projects that we've been involved in, looking at our sponsors and looking at what we aspire to do in the future. As it is known that Junior Achievement is all about entrepreneurship, instilling the skills and the culture of entrepreneurship to our school-going children and out-of-school adults, we will be also looking at the programs that we are offering across the schools. These include our financial literacy program, school readiness, our JA company program. Do join us in the next coming week as we bring you more from JA. Thank you.
Greeting viewers, my name is Sizolo Tumapanga and I am from Manzini Nazarene High School and I am a JA alumna. Today it's a program that talks about Dream It and Achieve It. Now this program is a collaboration with JA Swaziland and also Eswatini TV. Now this program looks at young people, what they have achieved when it comes to the business world, because we have less people, especially in Eswatini, who have the exposure when it comes to the business world. Now this program is here to seize that and see young people and also show success stories of these young people. Firstly, we would love to talk to Mrs. Maganogo Kanya, who is the chairperson of JA.
The Junior Achievement concept in the Kingdom of Eswatini was started in 2007 by Nogukanya Gametse after discovering as a teacher that the education system was not beneficial to students.
My background as a teacher, I discovered that there is a weakness somewhere in our education system, because when we teach young people at schools, we teach them different subjects so that at the end of the day, they sit for an examination and they pass. We don't look beyond that. We don't think about the future of these children. So when I was still teaching, I discovered that the classroom setup was not helping, young people, because they were exposed to information that was very far from them, using books that were foreign, teaching them commerce, economics, and talking about institutions in UK or in the USA. But for the students to know that and they write an exam and pass. How the information would help them, nothing was done. Nothing was understood by us as teachers and the students, of course. So in my mind, originally, I had an idea that we can change the situation. We can create an environment where when a child goes to school, learn the skill as a subject, and at the same time learn how they can utilize the skill in future, should there be any need.
The original idea was to cover a radius of 30 kilometers, but as local companies came on board, they decided to expand the program to rural areas.
We decided that we could approach local industries. We could approach, private companies to come and assist. We started approaching these companies in 2009, and one of the companies that came forward was Total Swaziland. Total Swaziland had a keen interest in this program, and they said, they are not comfortable with us running a program within the radius of 30 kilometers. because it means we are confining ourselves to a situation where we will deal with schools in urban areas. And those children in those schools are well informed and they are well exposed. They have ideas. They are better than students in the rural areas. So Total said, I am willing to give you the first batch. I'm able to give you a reasonable sum of money, but please include students from rural areas. That is when we started approaching high schools in rural areas, 2009. And it was in that year that we also decided that we are going to change the name of the program, change it from school age youth entrepreneurship and go into junior achievement Swaziland. By then we were introduced to Junior Achievement Worldwide, an organization that is based in the US and that is responsible for spreading the gospel of youth entrepreneurship in the whole world. So we joined with JA Worldwide. We felt a need, therefore, to change our name to Junior Achievement Swaziland, as there is Junior Achievement Botswana, Junior Achievement South Africa, and many, many other African countries. So we joined and we changed our name in 2009.
So, JA Eswatini was born, and by this time the number of schools had increased. Private sector businesses also realized the value of this program, and many businesses started funding the project.
We went on with this program, and many other, private sector businesses, felt this was a real enterprise. This was a real thing to do for the country. They started sponsoring us. We approached banks, and banks joined the bandwagon. Most of the banks, in fact, almost all of the banks joined, and the majority of private sector. I cannot name a few because, I may forget the others, but, there were a lot of businesses, of private sector that showed interest to our program. So we started generating funds that way.
The students would then have an expo where they would present their business ideas to the sponsors, and the winner would then compete in the continental competition.
And then we were involved in competitions, apart from the expo, which is a short competition we run, nationally. Number one of our companies then has to go to Africa to compete in Africa. The first time when we started, 2010, when we started going out to Africa, we went to Kenya. Our team that came from one of the high schools, Lusoti High School, sponsored by RSSC, got a position 1. And that made things, flourish for us, because many people were converted. They believed that, no, this is really something that is done.
From there onwards, the government of Eswatini came on board and recognized this program, also lending its support.
Next up is our CEO from JA, who will also give us another rundown on what happens on JA Eswatini.
I'm Sponso Madlopa, the Executive Director of Junior Achievement Swaziland, an organization that specializes on 3 main projects, that is youth entrepreneurship. We're also doing financial literacy, and also we are guiding students on their career development through our program called Job Shadow program. We also then do the out-of-school youth entrepreneurship program. Just briefly on how our program works is that in schools we introduce schools to the, students to the concept of the concept of entrepreneurship through our program. We've got a 15-week program that we expose students to. It's a curriculum, and in this curriculum, students get to identify a need that is in their community and come up with an entrepreneurial solution through which they are going to get some gains, and they are expected to then form a company, and through that company they are supposed to then raise funds to start the company, and they do that in various ways, one of which is through selling of shares. So they will sell to their individual colleagues shares from as little as 5 emalangeni, and you become a shareholder of the company, and it is that shareholder, those members who are shareholders of the company, that will then elect an executive for the company. So the students will have their CEO, will have their finance manager, their HR manager, their marketing manager, and all the executive positions that an ordinary organization would have, and they will operate in those different offices.
The students will have to develop a business plan, marketing strategy, produce the product, take it to the market, and produce a year-end financial report. Companies will then compete in the National Expo, where the winner then proceeds to the continental competition.
Now the best company will then be awarded a ticket to go and represent Swaziland in the Africa region competition, where we have the likes of South Africa, Ghana, Senegal, we've got Zambia, we've got Kenya, to name but a few. In total, we've got about 14 countries in JA Africa, which we compete against. And I'm proud to say that in the past 7 years that we have joined this competition, we have won it 4 times, and currently we were able to be the second runners-up.
Other programs include job shadowing, where students literally pursue careers in actual companies.
We, however, have other programs which we want to promote, and we want the public to know about those programs that include our job shadow program. So our job shadow program, we develop some partnership and collaboration with companies, where we request these companies to offer an opportunity to students to attach into the different departments within a company. You will find that a student will want to be a marketer, will want to be an HR personnel, will want to be an accountant, but they don't know what it looks like in real life. So we expose them by taking them to the world of work, where they get to partner with some people that are working in this department, and they get to explain what is this career about. And to some extent, some students will then say, no, this is not what I would want to sign up for in my life, and change careers as such. For us, that's a plus, because the student has made an informed decision. But in most cases too, we do have some students who would say, I have just confirmed that indeed this is what I would like to do, and we really are excited about that, because we have provided the student with a taste of what it will be if they do well in school and subsequently pursue their career. So that is what is very exciting for us in this program. We've had some successes in this program. So annually we are attaching over 400 students in companies across the country, and that's a very exciting project for us and to do. So attaching such a number of students requires quite a number of companies to volunteer their space, their time, their mentorship to the students. So over the past years, we have had at least over 60 companies in a year that would participate in a program, and would like to really pass our sincere gratitude to these companies that continue to provide such space to students across the country. And these are companies both from private and some parastatals.
For the students to successfully run their companies, it is important that they know how to manage their finances properly.
I would also touch on our in-school program that we are doing, which is the financial literacy program. The financial literacy program, it is just as it is, financial literacy. We are exposing students to basic financial management skills here. We want them to learn about money. What is money? How do you obtain money? How do you get money? how do you work for money, how do you budget money, how do you invest, and what is an interest when you have invested. We also are exploring some options of seeing how we can partner with other organizations to further expand this, where students will learn things like stock exchange. They would want to know, or we want the students to participate in stock exchange so that they know growing up that this is one of the investment tools that they can use growing up.
So, what happens to the students when they complete school?
I'll just step back and go back to the entrepreneurship program that we do in schools. We over the years, we have discovered that we have trained quite a number of students in the entrepreneurship program, but the challenge has been what happens to those students? Where are their businesses? Because they really develop exciting concepts. So that thought gave birth to the program called the Out of School Youth Entrepreneurship Project. Basically what it does, it focuses on the students that have done the entrepreneurship program in schools and would want to pursue that as a way of advancing their entrepreneurial acumen, or just as a way of the students may be employed somewhere but would want to still have a business, which is what we encourage. The board chairperson will always say we want educated entrepreneurs because we believe they can make better decisions and informed decisions, and they can help to sustain organizations. So that is why we therefore say at Junior Achievement, we do not want you to stop going to school or stop going to university for enterprise. We've got a number of students that are at the university in Swaziland and across the globe that are doing some entrepreneurship businesses, and that's what we would want to encourage in Junior Achievement, because we believe that you do not need to be present in person for you to do that job. So you need to empower other people to be able to run the business. You just have to keep holding the vision and communicating the vision to whosoever is holding the fort. And as such, we have our out of school program, and the out of school program really, like I was saying, it looks into saying, now that you have finished school, how can you continue with your business? How can we train you further now to establish that company, register it, access resources? So we also train the students on resource mobilization strategies and help to connect them to funders who will be able to provide that startup capital that they need. We also partner with different organizations in this regard, including the banks and some programs like your Kickstart. A lot of our students have participated in that very successfully, and we really would want to create more opportunities for young people. As you would know that the issue of youth unemployment is very high in Swaziland. So there is constantly a need that even those who have graduated from university, even those who have finished school, to constantly come up with, use the skills that they've learned to come up with their own businesses and see how they can pursue them.
In their bid to promote financial stability, Junior Achievement encourages students to form cooperatives to save money, as well as individual banking, and has formed partnerships with institutions such as the Bankers Association of Eswatini, the Center for Financial Inclusion, as well as the Eswatini Regulatory Authority.
In our financial literacy program, going forward, we are introducing exciting programs in school, including youth cooperatives, where students are going to start saving in schools, and they will start forming those cooperative groups and use the real life principles of a cooperative to run that cooperative, and then they will then save from that weekly 50 cents, 10 cents that they have. We just want to encourage that out of everything that you have, because the principle in life is even when you are old, you will be, when you grow up, you will earn a salary, and out of that salary you still have to pay rent, pay other utilities, and live from that salary. But on top of that, save. So we want this culture to start while they are still at school, and hence we're introducing the cooperative as one of the many vehicles that we want the students to explore and participate in to serve. So for this one, we're partnering with the Department of Cooperatives in the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade to sort of help the students form these cooperatives in schools, and all the 40 schools that we have our JA program in, they will be participating in these cooperatives, and it's a huge opportunity for them. And we have trained some teachers who are volunteering in this project to participate in it, and we are looking forward for it to be a very exciting project. But one will hasten to say this is not the only vehicle that could be used to encourage students to save. Hence, we are also partnering with the Bankers Association and some banks individually to help students to open bank accounts and start saving separately, so they can both save as a cooperative and they can save as individuals too. So we're also wanting to educate students on the issues of financial literacy, and in the process we are partnering with the Center for Financial Inclusion, formerly known as Microfinance Unit, where we are educating students about the concept of financial literacy, how to be financially savvy, and how to identify opportunities and grab them. And we're also partnering with FSRA, where we are saying to students, many people in life have fallen prey for pyramid schemes and other get quick rich scheme, where people will promise quick returns for very little money. But we want to teach our students the value of money. How does the economics of money work? If somebody promises something that is too good to be true, it's probably not true.
And now, we would love to thank the Ministry of Commerce for housing the JA program and initiative. And also, next up, we will be talking to the Director of SMEs.
The director expressed the need to support these young entrepreneurs, as this would have a long-term growth effect on the economy of Eswatini.
Kusho ukuthi nje singagqugqutela nje esifeni kokuthi kusita emabhizinisi kungaqala kokuthi kuqale kulabantwana labancane khona kutawukhona lokuthi kukhule kuze kugcine kufika ku the youth, and emva kwaloko sesiyathi ukuthi lawo mabhizinisi atabasimeme sekungaba nje ukuthi appeal kokuthi ma-organization asite na JA kokuthi asibambise kuloku ukuthi kule initiative lena, ngoba siyayibona lokuthi ngiyo le tawu leader to success of entrepreneurship. So ngicabanga ukuthi lokho kutasisita kakhulu. Kusho ukuthi nasingenisa le youth ivele ingene emabhizinisini, we will see a lot of businesses angena ku-innovation, because as it is now, most businesses ukhanze nje kokuthi nginanga nje lasebendako nje lokuthi abakhona nje ku-survive and awakhuli. And with this training and also this education, we foresee businesses aphindze futhi agrow in future, and lokho kunema multiplier effect ukuthi atawucontribute even more tax and also grow the economy.
It is the Junior Achievements wish to make more partnerships and to reach every school in the kingdom.
I would want to mention that it is our wish that we're in all schools in the country and offering every student an opportunity to participate in our program. However, as I've mentioned earlier on, that our program is highly dependent on donors and availability of funds to implement the program. So currently we're in the 40 schools. However, we have a plan. It is our vision that at the end of it all, we want every student to be offered an opportunity to do that. So we therefore would like to get more partnerships, more funding that will help us to reach more. And we are appealing to all our stakeholders to help us really offer all the opportunities, all students this opportunity, because it is a skill that will stay with the student even in adulthood. So we are very excited that already we are reaching to over 5,000 students in a year for our program. We wish we could do more. There are a lot of students that need this, and it is really a survival skills. Entrepreneurship is a must. It's no longer an option. It is a must. And financial literacy is a skill that when you have achieved it all, how do you manage it?
Thank you for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. And now, please stay tuned for next week, whereby we will be at Global Money Week, where young people will be taught about financial literacy. Till next time, bye-bye.